First question for tonight, trussing. Is trussing for wedding DJs, is it dead? Because I've seen a lot of pictures in the different groups and such, and I'm not seeing trussing. Whether it's I-beam trussing or box trussing or triangle trussing, I'm not seeing it. Cubby, is it dead? Yes or no? Go!
I think it is a little outdated. I mean, it's good for proms, and if you're doing large setups for proms, I think that's great. But I think it's might be overkill for weddings. But it all depends what you do. But I think for the most part, yeah, trussing is kind of moved as seen is come and gone.
Dan?
I'm going to disagree slightly. I'm definitely going to say that it's not where it was even 5 years ago. Definitely the hard, rigid box truss type of setup, I think that's really kind of gone by the wayside. What you're seeing a lot anymore is the collapsible style. Like I don't see a lot of people, unless they've just had it and want to keep it for some reason. I haven't seen a lot of people that are sticking with that. A lot of them are going to that collapsible option, which is really kind of helping. But I don't think there's a lot of great options for DJs who are doing moving heads to use anything else. Right. Like, so if you're still using that style and there's a lot of power in moving heads, I don't mean to say like still isn't a bad thing, but there's a lot of power in moving heads, but you're just not putting them on any other type of device. I know I've seen people do a tripod. It just doesn't look quite right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's completely dead, but I think it's become a different market. I think a lot of the high end guys have started to go, the high end companies are starting to go a different route. And the ones that are using moving heads are the ones that are using more of the collapsible style. So, but that's about it. There's so many other options, I think, right now that are kind of allowing you that you don't have to go the trussing route like you felt like you may have needed to 5 years ago.
Second part of this question, why? Is it due to, we've talked about time restrictions with getting out of venue. Is it because the look isn't appealing anymore, or is it because we're lazy? Cubby.
Yes, to all of it.
Yes. Agreed. A, B, and C.
Yeah, no, I mean,
heavy on the C.
The ability to, there we go. I think I messed up. The ability to transport, right? Like the big box trussing is just, it takes a lot to do that. It takes pieces to set up. You're hammering it in with these pins and everything else. And I think the other piece that you hit on it, not necessarily lazy, but we're not light programmers. You know, the people who do this really well do really well with it. But if that's not your expertise, and there's been so many new options that you can do with some of your other style lighting that you don't necessarily need to go to moving heads. And so therefore you don't because of a light programming, like it all kind of trickles down to say, okay, we're not going to use the stuff that we're going to have to bang together just so that it works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think there's pretty much all three, but that setup part, the teardown, of course, is whatever it is for getting out and that side of it. But the setup of a box truss with the pins and different things is just so intense. I actually bought the totems, the actual truss totems, because I thought this would be a great thing to have. Until I actually had them and went to go do the first show where I put them together on site. You know, when you do it in the office and you do it, oh yeah, look at that, looks nice. So I'll get the next one a little bit later, and then you go into the house and grab a can of Pepsi, come back out, and you put the second one together. And I'm going to take a phone call here and talk to somebody while I'm putzing. So it took an hour, but I was doing other things, so I didn't pay attention to it. And then I got to the site, and it's like, oh my gosh, this takes forever to put these things together here.
And the other thing with the ding, ding, ding of hammering those pins in, when people are setting up and it's like this nice quiet venue and it's a hall and it echoes. Like as the client, as the vendors or the staff caterers and stuff are setting up different things, and all of a sudden you just hear ding, 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 and it just keeps echoing. It's like that. It was just one of those things that I know it probably bothered me more than anybody else.
Probably did, but yeah, it is a distinctive ring through the air, that's for sure. All right, let's jump to our next question tonight.